Welcome back to Remezmerized by Science. Today we are going to find the density of soap and fat. So let's get started. First thing that I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to put these on the scale. So I'm going to go ahead and do a little close-up of the scale. Okay, so first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to find the mass of our soap. So my scale is at 0.0. Put the soap onto the scale, and you can see that the mass of the soap is 1.0 grams. 1.0 grams. So you're going to want to make sure that you write that in your data table. Okay, I'm going to take that off of the scale. Oops, lost a little piece there. And I am going to mass a piece of parchment paper because I don't want to get this on top of my measurement, but I also don't want to get the scale dirty. So this is going to help me to keep the scale clean. So I'm at 0.0. I'm go ahead and put my fat, my Crisco, and that is measuring at 1.4 grams. 1.4 grams is going to be the mass of our fat. So you're going to want to write that in your data table. Okay, so it is time for us to measure volume. So what we are going to do is first, I measured 30 milliliters of rubbing alcohol into this graduated cylinder. Remember that soap is semi-soluble in water, so we don't want to use water, we want to use rubbing alcohol. So I'm going to turn the screen down a little bit so you can see that the graduated cylinder is at 30 milliliters. So this is our starting, and I'm going to go ahead and add this piece of soap. Have you guys take a look as well. I started at 30, and if I bring my camera down, you can see that I have gone up to 31 milliliters. 31 milliliters. And we're back, like we never left. 30 milliliters of alcohol in our graduated cylinder. I'm going to go ahead and put our fat into here. So I'm going to, again, bring the screen down so you could see a little bit. Remember, before we start with this one, you should have written down 3 centimeters cubed was the mass of our piece of fat, or a piece of soap rather. So here's our piece of fat, and I just made it a little bit of a ball so I could get it into the test tube without touching the sides. So it wants to flow just a little bit. But when I look at it, I can tell I started at 30. We're at 1 centimeter. Have you guys take a look as well. I started at 30, and if I bring my camera down, you can see that I have gone up to 31 milliliters. 31 milliliters. Cubed above. 1 milliliter above, but remember a milliliter is also equal to a centimeter cubed for a solid. So you should have written down 1 centimeter cubed for the volume of our soap. Now, to finish off your data for this experiment, you are going to do your density. So you're going to take your mass, and you're going to divide it by your volume, and you are going to come up with a measurement in grams over centimeters cubed. I will have an example of how that looks for you on the Google Classroom when you are doing your data. That's all for now, everybody. Thanks for coming back to Remezmerized by Science. I'll see you again soon with another exciting science experiment.
Good afternoon, Warriors. I just finished watching episode 1 of Remezmerized by Science. If I'm looking for information on how to do a lab, I'm watching that episode. I give it a 10 out of 10.